Well, you can't have non-verbal communication unless you got verbal, because it's the non-verbal is started by the verbal. I mean, when you enter a gym, it's all about greetings, and normally it's a handshake with a smile, even if you don't like the bloody place where you're going to, because you've got memories from the past. I think having a genuine smile is very important, and even in a volatile situation. When I took a leaf out of, because Colina was refereeing at the same time I was refereeing basketball, and I always liked this two palms gesture of Colina. I don't like this one, because I always felt that was going to piss people off. You know, like it's like pointing. It's just that way, but it's not that way. And I always like this with a smile. And people know if it's a genuine smile or a sarcastic smile, because people get to know referees over a period of time, whether it's internationally or if it's locally. Non-verbal. I always stress the fact that a lot of information comes from your face. You know, the way you use your eyes, your scowl. A lot of negative things can come from the way you use your body. Emotions also generate non-verbal feedback, because what you're feeling comes through your body language. And I always try to maintain a very serious demeanour, upright demeanour, you know, an athletic appearance, and very, very important, because you want to talk a lot about non-verbal, but I think the use of your voice is probably one of the most important things, especially like in a conflict situation. Non-verbal, you're using your hands, and everything's moving, you know, because you're dealing with, it's like focusing on something, you're concentrating in your eyes and your mouth, because even if you're talking, it's more likely that half of them can't hear what you're saying anyway. But the fact that you've got a smile, or you're looking authoritarian without being a bastard, you know what I mean? You know, it looks like the job. You know, he's doing the job. And I do really stress to referees about the importance of non-verbal communication. And I show them a film about Charlie Chaplin being locked in I have a 2-hour, 2-part presentation on non-verbal communication, and I do a lot of analysis of what referees do with their hands and their arms. You know, there's I do a picture on the side of the court where, you know, you have referees standing like this, like this, and I say that each mannerism can be analysed, you know, and I did, and I found lots and lots of explanations of different postures and how it's been interpreted by, not just by psychologists, but by other scientific people and also sports people. So I made a video, you know, like you, of how referees warm up. They all do it differently, and some of them look bloody stupid when they do it. And then I then pick a situation where there's a fight, and I look at the face, especially the lips and the arms of the 3 referees who are trying to control a fight, and use these in conflict situation. But non-verbal communication, I took lots of pictures from different basketball games of interaction between referees, interaction between referees and coaches, interaction between players and players, interaction with referees and coaches, and interaction with coaches and coaches. So you can see a lot of things that are going on, and many things are actually going on that you can't hear but you can see. So you can sense that this is a good communication or it's not a good communication. And also I talked about gestures that referees make. You don't point fingers at people when you're talking to them. And I can send you the thing, because is that I ask referees, you've got a guy who's doing this, and then you've got a guy who's doing this. I've got lots of examples of different comparisons of what referees are doing gestures. And then talk to my hand, this sort of stuff. But again, it's how to teach referees because this is why I digress from academia, because referees get switched off with too much academic stuff, and that's why I try to put my own experiences into layman's terms using my scientific knowledge and experience. And I find that the more simpler that it's done, the referees tend to take it on board and try to use it. And I think if you see those two DVDs that I've given you, is that Dubravka tried to entertain referees about sports. I'm not so sure that's the right way forward. But over the years, I've done lots of presentations on about non-verbal and verbal communication, and I have a great one about voice, which absolutely puts people on the floor laughing.
Well, let's hold that there and go on to that. Okay, tell me about voice and paralanguage and how that affects the way that you officiate.
I have two things about. I have one about communication, and one of the slides has 4 different types of voices. You have loud, quiet, high, and low. And I give an example of each one. And I said, "Hi! I found out number 7." Can you imagine a fucking voice like that? And people, what? Fowler number 7. Number 7! And then, Fowler's number 7. But I use scenarios using a voice like that, and I switch, because this is me being the actor, switching from one to another in front of a presentation, or even running down the corridor in the group, signalling, and making gestures, and everybody, and I'd say, yeah, you're laughing, but how many people in this room have a different voice? How many people can change their voice according to the situation? Or because the word, and I said, go back to your school days. Was your class teacher monotone? How do you talk during the game? The same level of volume or pitch or what? And I said, your voice is the most powerful. After the whistle, the most powerful ability you have is that voice, because that voice generates body language, and the voice and your gestures go a long way to being your control mechanisms. So don't underestimate the power of voice.